Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to introduce many different twists and turns, as well as revelations in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film. It's also going to be a movie that's going to introduce new Star Wars lore, and a foundation to create something new by JJ, to build towards something larger for the Star Wars franchise after Episode 9 releases, come of course December 19th of this year. Now, on top of all of this, a lot of fans are very curious about exactly how JJ is really going to make this by far the most emotional film and the darkest Star Wars film within the Skywalker saga. Now, on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Luke and Leia. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Luke Skywalker and Leia are said to be on a foresty world that appears like Endor, however, it's said to hold a different design. Now, it's explained that both Luke and Leia appear just as they did in Return of the Jedi, with some design changes where Luke is wearing black Jedi robes, and Leia is wearing a unique outfit that has colors such as white, black, and brown. It's described that one of the sequences in this flashback is said to involve Luke Skywalker finalizing the construction of Leia's lightsaber, and that a kyber crystal can be seen in Luke's hand, inserting it into the chamber and twisting and snapping the two pieces of the hilt together. Where he is said to hand it to Leia, this is where it's described that Leia ignites her very own lightsaber on screen, and with a brand new, sharp sound effect that goes along with it. It's said to be a blue lightsaber blade, where eventually Luke is said to ignite his green blade, where he and his sister begin the duel against each other to train. This was said to have been made possible by use of de-aging technology of Mark Hamill and of the unused footage of Carrie Fisher from the last two episodes, where a young actress played the young body of Leia. Now, it's described that Luke teaches Leia a lesson about the Force and the Jedi, where Leia is described to have a vision during her duel against Luke that causes her to stop the duel to tell Luke that she is pregnant with Ben Solo, and that her child is going to be Ben Solo at a certain point in time. The scene is said to establish what happened to Leia's saber and why she quit Jedi training with her brother. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, because I think that by far, this is a great way to give us a nice little nod to Star Wars Legends, where Leia was indeed a lightsaber, wielding Jedi. And the fact that she is now a lightsaber wielding Jedi, at least temporarily, in the form of a flashback, really kind of just opens one's eyes as to how much attention, Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to really insert into this film when it comes to Star Wars Legends content that's being made into, of course, canon material that falls under Disney. Now, though this is said to be a very brief sequence, and it basically establishes that, Leia was on her last lesson, essentially, to becoming a Jedi with the construction of her saber and everything around those lines, where she ultimately quits, and this is all because of a vision that she sees about her life with Ben Solo, and she reveals to Luke that she has a son, that she's going to be giving birth to a child in the near future, and that she is pregnant. So this establishes exactly why Leia quit being a Jedi, or quit the Jedi training with Luke Skywalker. Now, not only that, this was all said to be done through de-aging technology. We heard about this lightly a couple of months ago, that they would be de-aging Mark Hamill without a beard in black Jedi robes, which definitely does pertain to this particular sequence, where Leia herself is said to have a brand new outfit in general that is going to be a Jedi student and or training outfit. Now, what I like about this as well is that it's actually said to involve the construction of Leia's lightsaber, where Luke Skywalker is said to be basically putting it together for his sister Leia, finalizing the design, and eventually handing it to Leia herself, where the blue kyber crystal is inserted into the final design. Now, on top of all of this, from the other leaks that we went over, in the third act of Episode 9, the Force Ghost of Luke Skywalker is going to give Rey Leia's lightsaber. So Rey at one point in time is going to have two lightsabers on her. She's going to have the Skywalker family saber that once belonged to both Luke and Anakin, and she's also going to have Leia's, which would also explain from some of the leaks that we went over where Leia's going to use, or should I say Rey is going to use, two blue lightsaber blades against Palpatine at a certain point in time in the third act within his throne room. Now, the thing about that is that we also know that some of the other leaks that we went over is, of course, Kylo Ren / Ben Solo is also going to use Leia's lightsaber against Palpatine at a certain point in time where Rey is said to be unconscious in the background from getting struck by lightning by Palpatine's Force Lightning technique. So, this sequence is actually said to be based within the first act of the movie, and that Disney and Lucasfilm are really trying hard in order to make this a very emotional sequence that's going to tell us a little tale after the events of Return of the Jedi. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.